Minglawa, my name is Aung, and in this video, I will share my personal fictional theory on the origin of coronavirus. As you might be aware of, there are a lot of conspiracy theory lying around the world about its origin, and then this is also my version of conspiracy theory about its origin. It is just my personal fictional theory, so it is not based on any evidence or any facts, but I might sometimes refer to the actual news and information readily around the internet. So my theory is like this. In 2019, the virus was first created in a lab in the US, and at the time, the United States already has the treatment or the vaccine for that virus. I will call it US strain from now on. I know that might be offensive to many people around the world, but as I said, this is just my fictional theory, so please listen to this video till the end. Due to the escalation of the tension between the United States and China, some people in the US thought they could use this virus to make China weak economically and even that might lead to the political instability in China. At the time, they also aware there might be collateral damage such as spreading the virus to the other country, but they thought it was stay within the manageable level. After some time, US could introduce the vaccine or the treatment, and then they could even become the savior of the war. That's what they thought. So the virus was introduced to China in two ways. One was through the military personnel, and the other was through the US scientists working in a lab in the Wuhan area. I don't think the Chinese accusation of US exporting the virus through military personnel was a coincidence. They might have some linkage, right? And the US scientists working in the Wuhan lab, he could be a double agent. He brought the virus to China and somehow spread the virus among the local population in Wuhan. So it started around October 2019, and in November, the virus was already among the local population. Chinese authority was aware of the local outbreak very soon after, and then they started to pour in their resources to find a cure. But the local outbreak continued to happen in December, and then it became very difficult to control in Wuhan area. At the time, the US started to promote media propaganda related to the virus, such as it might be originated from eating wildlife such as bats, and then point out where such practices were used. That is in China, especially in the Wuhan area. Now, I would like to pause my video here and then want to stress again that this is just my fictional theory and nothing is based on actual evidence and facts. Now we are in 2020. In January, the viral outbreak became more severe in China and it was difficult to contain the news of it. So the Chinese authority decided to publicly announce about the outbreak and escalate their effort to find a cure. Luckily, they could identify the ways to counter the viral infection and started to mass produce the treatment. They might even receive the help of double agent, the US scientists I talk about. They might receive a lot of support from other people too. And by miracle, China also acquired a mutated strain of the original US strain during their research. It was more virulent and then it was more deadly. I will call it China strain from now on. In no time, they also got a way to counter this US strain. This China strain. Now we are in February and things are getting more and more interesting. China now have the treatment of both US strain and the China strain. and then the number of new human cases and deaths were declining rapidly in China. But at the same time, China was severely accused by other countries for being the origin of the virus. So the Chinese authority decided to take the revenge on the US and its ally. Then a lot of people from China started traveling around the world carrying the virus, especially to the Western country. There were such special situations like Iran, where China did not intentionally target, but it became a significant collateral damage in the process. As China has both treatment for US strain and the China strain, now they got the upper hand. While the situation in China became stable, it got worse around the world, especially in the western part of the world. While almost all the Asian countries suffer from US strain, Western world was getting devastated by the China strain. Initially, the US responded the virus cases in their country calmly because they thought they were caused by US strain and then they had already had a cure. When the US find out the virus was mutated strain, they became panicked and started to accuse China openly for the virus. At the time, the viral outbreak in the US was out of control. But the real damage was done in the Europe. Initially, many European countries trusted their ally, that is US, on this matter, and they did not take seriously on the virus cases. When they also find out the true nature of the virus strain among their people, it was too late to control the situation and then they became the true victim of the outbreak. Now we are in March. The situation continued to happen just like in February, but there was a new trend. The Chinese strain was imported back to many Asian countries by the people returning from the Western country. Now, Asian countries also had both US and China strain, and then the China somehow foresaw this situation. As the China has treatment for both strains, they seized the opportunity and started offering help to other countries around the world. Their intention was clear. It was to use this opportunity to build up their reputation and influence around the world while they could also continue research on the virus. Currently, the China is becoming stable in virus crisis and trying to dominate the world market again, while other major economic actors are still struggling to stabilize the situation. If they could not find a cure for China's strain within a few months, their market might collapse and China will dominate the production of the world. Personally, I think both China and US are not fitting in this case, and they are both evil in their own way. The real victims are other countries around the world, especially the European countries in the hotspot area. We are all victims in the competition between two biggest powers to become a single dominating power in the world. That's the end of my personal theory on the origin of the virus. Again, this is just my fictional theory and it's not based on any evidence or facts. Thank you all for listening and I will see you again in my next video. Bye.